Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And as you can clearly see by the title and the thumbnail, this is a video. We're going to be talking, of course, about the European Super League. Of course, the news last night came out that, of course, Liverpool, along with 11 other European clubs, or elite European clubs, if you want to call them that anyway, because of course the elite Super League, I think many people have named it anyway. But yeah, of course, Liverpool have joined the European Super League, and of course it's left many people angry, fuming. I think that's an understatement, but I think you guys know what we're trying to get at. And of course we're going to be talking today, what could this mean in terms of Liverpool overall, what it means in terms of Premier League, the Champions League, and many other things as well. But guys, please leave your comment in the comment section down below. If you want to join myself, Jack, and Mickey, then there is a link on Twitter that we did put out if any of you guys want to come on and have your say about it anyway, because I think a lot of people want to have their say on it, of course. But of course, like I said, I am joined by both Jack and Micky. But Jack, starting with you, mate, how are you feeling since the news?
Absolutely raging, lads. And I know this will be a good video because not everyone agrees, but everyone's entitled to their opinion, mate. But I didn't get any sleep last night. I think got like an hour because my head was racing. Something in the back of my mind saying Jurgen won't be at the football club for very long. I think it doesn't coincide with his thinking, his values in life. We've seen how he has reacted to the rumours a couple of years ago about the potential of a Super League. But I'm fuming, mate, angry. There's not even words that there's so many ramifications, really, for what this does mean for the Premier League and obviously the mental health of every supporter around the world, because there's so many questions that need answering, and we will find out in the next 48 hours. Hopefully we get a bit more clarity on the issue, but maybe absolute anger from me, mate.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And Mickey, how are you feeling about the situation?
To be honest, I'm surprised everyone's surprised, because when the G-Child formed in 2000, that was the agenda every season, and UEFA always came up with the goods and the money to stop it from happening. The fact that these clubs have fell out with UEFA this year, and the fact that UEFA are doing a joke Champions League next year with a shit ton of clubs that shouldn't even be anywhere near our club, that are like part-time. Yeah, I'm not being funny, but UEFA, and then for less money, the clubs are not going to accept it. And they basically said to him, and it's been known, they said to him earlier in the year, if you go ahead with that, we will be going ahead with our Super League. This is not a new thing. It's where, if you're a football fan, this has been on the cards for the last 20 years. Yeah, it's been talked about. Nobody complained when the Premier League was formed and broke away from the original league. There was a bit of a kerfuffle, a big fight, but everyone embraced it. My problem with it is I love the European Cup, yeah, and I think it's great for our heritage and our history, but we cannot afford to sit on the sidelines and let the others go and do this, because we will become irrelevant. And the future of our club is now safe. Yeah, and to me, that is far more greater than what's going on. And we go on about values. What values have UEFA got? Let's be honest. We're playing in the tournament run by a corrupt union that can't control its own rules, because Man City should be banned, but Man City are not banned. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
listen, there's corruption in UEFA, there's corruption in FIFA,
There's
corruption in the FA. Yeah, there's
corrupt.
So when people go on about it's corruption and money, yes, okay, but no one, if you ran a business and someone came to you with a proposal, you're going to get 2.5 billion straight away before you even kick a ball, 300 million just to enter, and then you get money from the TV rights that the clubs have got. Well, for the home games, will do their own TV rights. Who is going to turn that down? Who is going to turn that down?
It's the thing now, Mickey, and we're thinking about money. and football fans secondary.
But unfortunately, football has been. Listen, Jack. Let me explain.
We know it's been going down that direction for every single year, mate.
In the 80s, Liverpool played their strongest side in the League Cup and the FA Cup. Since the Premier League, no, Liverpool have never played a full side in the League Cup or the FA Cup. We don't want to win it because coming fourth is far more important than winning a trophy. So money's here already. Are we blind to that? This is my point is, I'm not saying this is a great thing. What I'm saying is I'm being realistic and honest and showing you this is football. What we see as the illusion of we are the people's club, it's bullshit, mate. If we're the people's club, we'd be like Bayern Munich and owned by the fans. We're not. We're not the people's club. We are on the fan side, yeah. But the club side, it's not the people's club. It's run by billionaires. They will do what's best for them in the long run. At the end of the day, no amount of protest will stop this. This is happening, and it's been happening for 20 years.
Well, yeah, I totally agree, Laura. It's sad. We've seen the likes of Shankly, Bob Paisley, Matt Busby. He's great. Bobby Robson, iconic people in football. And yeah, Mickey's spot on. Football has been going in this direction, Connor, and Never Run at Home. And obviously, you mentioned the Sky Sports. It was the start of the end, really, because football used to be, football clubs are run like a business. I think we all agree. Sadly, they are businesses at the end of the day. But so what just gets to me is the sheer arrogance to not even include the fans in the discussion. Yes, if you're going to bring in plans of whatever you don't want to do, there's no fan representation at all at the heart of Liverpool Football Club. And it's all these discussions disgraceful. And I think Jürgen possibly won't be at the football club if Liverpool do go in this direction. And the players, if they all get banned from European competition, international duty, yes, we all go on about they play too many minutes, and they do. But it's all about having these discussions. I think discussions, it's good that we're having these discussions, that fans get their opinions, people at the top. But it's just another blunder by FSG yet again. They seem to be making blunder after blunder after blunder. Fans will be eventually. The heart has been stripped out every single year of football. But yeah, go ahead, Connor.
Well, no, that is the fact, and the two of you bring up, very different, parts of the scale, but with the same story. Football now is all about money, and that's what this is. This is what the Super League is about, and the worst thing about it is like you say, but there, Jack, no players were consulted about this, no managers were consulted about it, no fans were consulted about it, and who are the people that pay and get the revenue going in the football clubs? Not only just Liverpool, every single club, it's the fans. Now, I know that, the Spirit of Shankly, and I know many other organizations, I think they're having a meeting, I think today, about all of this, and having, huge talks about it. I know already that there's going to be a protest on Saturday when we play Newcastle, I believe. All the flags will be gone. From the Kop.
Spinning a Kop, I think. Yeah, the organizer.
I think if I got Twitter open, no, that's with the Melissa Reddy.
I think their views don't align with our thinking or something.
Yeah, and so practically that's all going to be gone. So there'll be no flags at Anfield anyway due to protest, and I think that's. Of course, we've seen already today, if I can quickly get it up on the stream anyway, it was part of the thumbnail, of course, but, whoever has done this, fair play to whoever did this as soon as possible. And I think that speaks volume already, even though, look, I think if COVID wasn't a thing, I think there would be miles.
There'd be thousands.
There would be thousands of people outside Liverpool, and as you see, but they
can I just add something? Like,
yeah, go on.
Liverpool fan base is worldwide, whether local people like that or not, and I've seen a couple of polls today. The worldwide fan base are loving this. It's just the local fan base in the UK, that are not buying into this. So we've got to take the whole fan base as it is, and it is quite popular in the Far East because they are going to play some of these matches outside of Europe. If you read the small print, and this is what, so you've got to understand is, yes, it is against our values, but racism is against our values, and we all harboured Luis Suarez when he was a racist. We all said, "Oh, you know what I mean." We all wore T-shirts, we ain't racist, we ain't Manx and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But that was that was poor decision making from the club, though.
That was a huge mistake.
But also the fans, bro. The fans were in on that as well. You know what I mean? They even made a song about it. Yeah, we can't pick and choose when to have our values. Yeah, we've destroyed 3 team buses in the last 3 years. What is going on? We say we've got values, but we never look at, have we really?
But that's values, on a small scale.
Yeah, I understand, right? But no one is condemning the buzz attackings. No one. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's down to minority, though, not.
Yes, small minority.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not saying that every single Liverpool fan there was a minority, but we don't seem to acknowledge it as a problem, because it is a problem. Because we're the only team that destroyed 3 buses in the whole of the UK. We're the only team that destroyed 3 buzzers. Come on, let's.
No, we know the fan base. I think
I know.
We wouldn't have us sitting on here
defending them. I understand, right? And we're knocking FSG, and they brought us from the brink of destruction to winning the Premier League. Yeah, they've not done it by doing Roman Abramovich throwing money at us. They've done it the right way, how we wanted it to be done. Yeah, we've moaned we don't spend enough money in the summers. Yeah, all of us have moaned. Liverpool can't compete with these other clubs without jumping in with this. If we didn't go with these clubs, we would be left behind, and no one would like that, and we'd all be moaning in 5 years' time that we're irrelevant.
I think,
and this is why the Premier League's worried, because the other 14 clubs in the Premier League are going to become irrelevant. But that is the only bad thing that's going to come out of this.
I don't think the fact that the Premier League, I think the Premier League will stop everything necessary for this to happen. I think that's quite clearly already been put there. I think FIFA's already put out a lawsuit against, the Super League and, the Real Madrid president anyway. But it's the fact that I think many people are just frustrated that the fact of there's been no communication at all.
But it's all kept to secrecy. So,
but that's the thing.
If I ran a business, I don't need to tell my staff if I'm doing secret talks.
That's true. But then, to be fair, if you're saying that, and then Jurgen said it in 2019, I don't want a Super League, and many other people have said it over the last 2-3 years.
Well, I guarantee you, he does not say that this week.
Yeah, that's because the club pay his wages, though.
Yeah,
and he'll be asked the question like he was about Pogba when he said he wouldn't pay 80 million for a player, and he'll say, "Well, that was then. That was 2019. My views are different now." Because he's look. I've watched Tuchel today. He's saying he likes it. He likes the idea. Yeah, he probably don't in reality, but he's being paid to do that. Listen, players will be offered double, treble their salary now. They wouldn't give a shit if they're playing for the national side. They're all about making money. Yeah, they're the reason why clubs are in trouble. The rising salaries.
How much is enough money, Mickey, and everyone at home? How much is this endless pit of money? Is it obviously football, as we said, is going in that direction?
It's there as long as people want to throw it in.
I agree with that. What John said there. Klopp should take all the players off tonight as soon as the game kicks off. Send a message to the owners. And the thing is, it's now we're at the stage of all season long. Though we've spoken about top 4, we've spoken about Champions League. Don't forget, guys. We play Leeds tonight, and that's not even a talking point tonight. It's not even. We're not even thinking about Leeds versus Liverpool to get inside the top 4. We're talking about something off the field, and we'll be talking about it probably this time next week. That's how big this is.
This is going to go on until it's actually formed, which could be 3 or 4 years. This is going to go on and on. The legal proceedings are going to slow things down because that's going to last a long time. Do you know what I mean?
What would everyone say if Liverpool are to get their titles stripped off them then?
They can't strip our title off off us?
The
What
Premier
reason?
League,
The
Well,
Premier
how
League
can-
can.
and UEFA.
How can they strip last year's title off us?
Oh, they're the
how-
rule makers.
They can if they want to.
Yeah, but
It's,
but they have to have a reason. So what rule did we break last year? What
The
rule?
rules of breaking regulations
actually,
discussing.
actually, right? They haven't broken any rules forming the Super League because actually there's a rule in the thing where if there's a breakaway league formed for Super League, they negotiate with the Premier League. That's actually a rule the Premier League made in its inauguration. So legally, they can't be punished. The Premier League and UEFA and FIFA are going to talk about massive punishments, big fines, all this. They are absolutely 100% only protecting their own thing. If this Super League happens, the Champion League becomes irrelevant. They can't ask for the TV money anymore. Yeah. This is what they're worried about. They're only protecting their own money. Yeah. The fans is a different matter. Yeah. What we do as fans and how our opinions as fans goes in. But I'm of the opinion is I'm not happy, but I'm a realist and realise that Liverpool, by not accepting this, and we're all going on about Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain and Dortmund not accepting it. Who are the other three clubs? Bayern Munich, Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain.
I don't think
It's Roma, and Roma have rejected. There's a whole host of clubs that have rejected.
Yeah,
it.
Porto have rejected it. Bayern, PSG,
Benfica, I
Dortmund.
think.
But there's three unnamed clubs who've recently won the Champions League. Yeah, one of them has recently won the Champions League in the three unknown ones, but they're not willing to commit till it's inaugurated because of the backlash from their own board, because their board's run by fans. It's Bayern Munich.
Well, let's get
Bayern Munich and Paris are sitting on the fence because they're scared.
Well, let's get what the comments are saying anyway. Aaron says, the thing is that football is slowly decaying. Football is done. I don't see a way of pulling this back. Josh is in. Hello, Josh. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. I say you have people out here in the world struggling to eat, no income and no jobs and barely being able to live. Yet these clubs miss some money because of COVID, but still we hella rich, so we do this. Embarrassing. Yeah, I would agree with that. And the interesting thing with Liverpool as well is the end of the day, FSG did sell 10% to the help with the COVID stuff that helped out. Practically, it's just more money in their pocket.
Hang on, the people they sold to are involved in the money. Are involved in the people giving them the money for the league. Did you not know that?
Nope, I did not know that.
Yeah, and they also own parts of other clubs that are joining this Super League. This is all to do with the Super League. That selling that to them is all part of it.
Yeah. Hello, Ben.
This has been going on for quite a while.
Ben said Shankly would be fucking ashamed. This club has turned its back on its fans, all for greed, and it makes me sick. Fuck FFSG and all the other greedy, money-hungry scabby owners who have took part in this. Yeah.
I'll ask a question. Would you go back to the Football League and not have the Premiership money?
What do you mean, like the lower divisions?
No. Scrap the Premier League because the Premier League is not an official league. It's a breakaway league, right? It's not affiliated. It's not official. Yeah, it was a breakaway league that was formed in 1992. Yeah, the same as this. It was a breakaway, and it was to do with greed and money. Yeah. Because the clubs weren't getting enough money from the Football League. Yeah. Which in turn has created from the bottom division to the top a massive gap. And these bottom clubs now are all going bust due to the formation of the Premier League, which doesn't share the money out equally to all the other clubs. Yeah. So we're all happy with the Premier League, but we're not happy with this. We've got to get off our high horse here. This is why I'm not defending. I'm just trying to put some logic into it. We're happy with the Premier League, which is doing the exact same thing.
Well, for me, and like every football fan around the world, whatever team you support, for me, football is about 11 players on the pitch. Whether Liverpool win in League Two, I'd still be supporting them, or in the conference. Money shouldn't be a factor, but it is. That's the way of the world now, sadly. But I think in money, yes, needs to be in the Premier League, and we want to make the Premier League the biggest and best league in the world. I think if all these talks are just for a reaction from the Premier League and other leagues to get more money into their national leagues, but I feel sorry for the likes of the lower teams. Yes, it's so easy to think about your club solely, but there's other teams out there that clubs are struggling, and it was so hard for the Premier League clubs to submit a 1.5 million. 1.5 million is not compared to what the budget in which these big clubs have. When you're charging 100, 150 quid a kit just for one kit, and then you add to that the subscription fees of Virgin Media, Sky Sports, 100 odd quid there as well. And then you add all the other fees that it accumulates to supporting your football club. As Mickey's spot on, it's going to be interesting. It's important that we do look at it from both aspects as fan base anyway, and it's important that we do that. But it just takes the love and passion of what Liverpool stands for as a football club at the end of the day. Shankly would be absolute. Yes, he would understand the game has expanded, and it's expanded in a wrong way. For me, but Shankly would be absolutely fuming. But that was at an era when football didn't have money in the game.
Shankly would hate modern football. Full stop.
Yeah, he would, and that's the thing, isn't it? I think, Jack, I think you said it perfectly, but I think fans are getting priced out of football these days, and it's not only with, like you said, 120, 150 quid for a kit, 100 quid for Sky Sports, and even tickets. We can probably get priced out of tickets as well, and season tickets going forward. But it's just it's such a at the minute it's such a touchy subject as well, isn't it? Because we don't know the true.
We don't know everything.
We don't know everything. Not everything's down on the table at the moment, and that's the scary thing, I think, because I think when we find out the actual truth and actually find out everything that will happen with it, I think a lot of us would become a lot more angrier, more anger towards it. And I think, look, I know a lot of people is FSG out. I've never really been the type of person to be FSG out. But for me, this has made me go, yeah, it's bad in my opinion. Anyway,
we went from 2 Cowboys to these. Coming on, we've waited 30 years. This is what baffled me. I was laughing to myself last night. I was trying to go a bit like I'd say, like the Joker. I was like, we've waited 30 years for the league title, and we've got one of our most successful managers in mine and Connor's lifetime and the younger generation to be proud of. We just pissed it off the wall. It's like, what are we doing? Especially if we do get banned, if the Prem team turn around and go, right, you're banned for a couple of seasons and you're banned from Europe. Yes, we're in another league. But we have resigned from UEFA. We can't enter the Champions League anyway. So that's not something to worry about. The Premier League, as I said to you, the big clubs know this. All the TV deals are being signed again in the summer. The Premier League cannot take a TV deal to the world without the Big Six because it would get nothing. Who wants to buy a TV deal with no Man United, no Liverpool, no Chelsea, no Man City, no Arsenal? Who wants to buy that? No one. Listen, these clubs have got the Premier League by the balls. The Premier League are back down a bit today. Last night they were all gun smoking. We're going to ban them. We're going to fine them. Today they're going. We're having talks. We'll have talks with them now. Tomorrow, Tuesday?
No, tomorrow they're talking to the 14 clubs that aren't in it. Wednesday they are then talking to the 6 clubs. Then they're having a meeting on Thursday with all the clubs.
You've all got detention,
right? So already the Premier League are backing off. Yeah. All they have to do is offer them some money, and I guarantee you it'll go through. Yeah? It's going to happen that way.
I just think that it's Ben Bayer, like you said, stop defending the Super League. There's no logic behind it, and it doesn't deserve any sort of justification. If you're a fan, you're 100% against it. And I would agree with that. And I think
but Ben can't say that all fans have to agree with him.
No, that's true. But I think,
and I tell you what, and listen, right, the loudest people are the ones that don't want it. There is millions of fans out there that do want this and have wanted it for a long time. So don't be fooled into thinking that they're not. Yeah. I don't understand. We've all got different opinions. Now, my opinion is I don't like it, but I'm accepting it because it will happen. Same as I accepted the Premier League. You guys weren't there at the start of the Premier League. I was. There may be many viewers that were. It was a breakaway league. You need to tell me what the difference is. There is no difference. We did it to go from 20 million a year earnings to 150 million a year earnings, and then to whatever we're getting now, way past that.
But if something that you see in life, Mickey, you don't always roll over. If some big boss comes in and goes, right, these are sweeping changes, and if they go against what your ideology is and your feelings in life or supporting a football club, it goes against every foundation of what Liverpool was built on.
So where's our ideology in the Champions League? Only the champion should be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Where's the ideology?
We haven't got a say in the matter, though, have we?
Yeah, you haven't got a say in this. What's the difference? You can't explain to me what the difference is. No one liked the change in the Champions League. Guess what? We all accepted it. We all embraced it. We won 2 Champions Leagues off the back of it. Yeah. And that's always been thrown at us. We've never won it as champions. Yeah. So we got that argument. People forgot about that. What I'm saying to you is, it is strong. Opinions are strong when things change. But when things are in and running, we will see no difference and we'll all accept it. And that's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, you really think Liverpool can afford to just be out of this? Man City have come out with a statement saying that they didn't want to do it, but they realised that if they didn't, they would be left behind.
Well, the whole of English football will be left behind with this. I think you ask Berry fans, you ask clubs that have lost their livelihoods, people that have lost jobs.
Yeah, but that's in the current system that isn't working.
Yeah, and that's why this is
this is why this has been formed.
Yeah.
The current system doesn't work. Where was UEFA to say Berry? Where was UEFA to say?
The thing is, I don't think that's down to UEFA personally. I think that's more to the Premier League and the EFL to work together to try and work together. Because I think what the thing is needed to mostly, in my opinion, is there needs to be some sort of safety barrier for the lower league teams. It doesn't it won't affect Liverpool so much. It would just affect the lower league teams. You look at Tranmere Rovers and you look at all these other teams and that they are the ones struggling from this. It isn't Liverpool. It isn't Man City. It isn't Manchester United. It's the likes of Blackpool. It's the like of Tranmere. It's the like of Bury. All these other teams that will struggle, and there will be more and more teams that will go into administration and all like this. And this is what we want to avoid. Like, it's not so much, Liverpool and the Premier League.
So in the current system, how are we going to stop it? Because the current system is making them go bust.
Yeah, if it was up to fans regulating these debates, it'd be sound. But us fans, we haven't got the money to buy into these talks. It's all these big fat cats in any business, a walk of life. No one, the people in general in society never have a voice until thousands of people line the streets and demand change. That's when there will be change.
Let's go. Well, protests don't change much because when the Tories got in power, there was millions of people in London every day, never stopped them. So protest, have your protests, do your protests. I don't think it'll change anything. This is happening whether we like it or not. And I for one thinking, well, at the end of the day, I love Liverpool. I'm going to watch them playing it. Now, what I will say to you, all these pundits that say it's a shit idea and they hate it, when they get offered the job to be pundits on the TV station and paid loads more money, guess what they're going to do? The principal now says they can shout up about it. All of a sudden, they will forget everything they've said and do it. Anyone that thinks they won't, it's going to happen. and it will become the new major league. It will be the biggest thing. Listen, the Americans are involved. It's an American. The people backing it is the American government are backing it as well. It's going to be backed with a lot of money, and it's going to go. It's going to be.
Who wants to be in a league where you don't get relegated, though, mate?
But at the moment, the initial thing they don't get relegated. Who said there won't be more divisions when other teams join?
Yeah, but if
They can't
we're talking
relegate it if there's only one division.
But if we're talking about a league at the minute that's going to be one division and made up of, let's say, 14, 16 teams, like, what's the point in playing of it? You know, we could finish 16th and then still have another 400 odd million pounds to our bank. It's not worth it. Like, what's the point being a fan?
I'll miss winding all my Everton mates up. We're not doing a fucking play. We're honestly, I'm going to miss winding Salah. We just battered you last week.
Listen, the Premier League is still going to be there. It might devalue top four. Yeah. But
I don't think it bet. I think it just will completely.
but as
in the Everton Champions League,
going back to my values, as I said at the start, yeah, I think the top four has devalued the other two cups.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think it's the thing, and it's discussions. I wish we all.
Who agrees with me? The FA Cup has been fucked over by the current Champions League because it has.
Yes.
When it was just the champions, the FA Cup was important because you entered the Cup Winners' Cup, which we've never won, by the way.
Well, Doug says anyway, my Scottish club Livingston has nearly gone bankrupt 3 times. I feel for the smaller clubs. If Livingston went bust, I don't know what I would do. FSG out, no point of return for you. Doug says, how is this Super League where Man City, Atletico Madrid and Arsenal have no European Cups / Champions League trophies? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Chris says, I'm worried for my local town, Carlisle. In League Two, one of the lowest budgets in League Two. Worry about them financially. Yeah, it's like I said, Chris. It's not so much Liverpool and other Premier League teams. It's teams down in League One, League Two, the National League, the Conference League, and that will suffer the most from this if it did happen. Andrew says, honestly, I'm gutted. We won't be playing any more Merseyside derbies. I think gutting, and yeah, that's the thing. And I think that's the joys for football in the sense of, if this was to happen, we wouldn't be going to, even though we hate going there, we hate going to places like West Brom and Burnley and things like that. But that's what makes football. You know, coming up against these teams.
But where's that going to change? Why is this Super League going to change that? We're not. We are legal. We're going to be.
Yeah, but we're not going to be playing against teams that are less fortunate. As like, imagine now, like FA Cup and things like this, and even like Premier League. Imagine a team getting promoted from the Championship up to the Premier League, gets to play against Liverpool at Anfield. You know, that's big. It's huge for teams. Like, look at, Norwich coming up. Now next season, and Sheffield United last year and other things like that, facing the teams like Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool away. It's a huge away day for these clubs. And where's that going to be now for them? It's not going to be there for them.
Well, I don't understand why it's not going to be there, because we're still going to be in the Premier League. We're still going to be playing our
Mickey, we won't.
Kicked out, Mickey.
We'll be kicked out. We're not going to be in the Premier League.
Right. So when have the Premier League said they're going to kick us out? When did they say that?
They have said that in plenty of statements that they will throw out.
And today they've retracted that statement and said we're open to talks.
Where is this statement?
There's nothing. They already know legally they can't kick us out. Everyone seems to think these clubs haven't done their own work, and they have.
It's the thing. You've got all the fine print, haven't you? If you've got Man City's lawyers, you'd be sound.
Listen. The only reason the Premier League are shouting about it is because it's going to affect their TV rights. They're not shouting about it because they care about you fans. Because if the Premier League cared about you fans, they'd make the clubs give you cheaper tickets. They'd spread the money out further down to these clubs at the bottom we're talking about that are all going to go bust. I'm proud of our 92 club league that will end up being a 30 club league if we don't do something about it. Yeah. So and listen, as football football fans, yeah, we all should go to these lower league clubs when they get fans back, just to help them out
Yeah.
when Liverpool aren't playing. Let's just go and watch a game of football. We don't have to support anybody. Just go and help them out, and that's how I help them out personally, because I ain't got the money to buy them and get them out. Do you know what I mean? The rich clubs, and this is where I will hold Liverpool to account when this all kicks off, is they have a reason now to feed money down to the lower clubs, yeah, because they'll be earning a shit ton of money, yeah, right. Start paying proper transfer fees instead of trying to lowball them. Do you know what I mean? This is how you get round this, yeah. And look at players from outside the Premier League.
Yeah, it's the lads at what was the lads at Brentford? I'd love us to sign that striker.
Leicester and Villa have been buying players from lower league for the last 2 years, and some of them are better than our players. So let's just not think about we're looking at players from France, whatever. Let's look at some of these players that we can get for 20 million, who Klopp, in my opinion, could turn them into great players. Yeah.
It's the 60s and 70s, wasn't it, Mickey? Ian Rush.
So I'm going to hold the club. I'm going to put it on here now. The club, this deal signed. There's no going back. Yeah. Now they've got this money, they can now afford to give us cheaper tickets. When I say cheaper tickets, I don't mean half price. I mean like they do in Germany, £6-7 a ticket. There's no excuse for not doing that now. They can't say they're not getting money. They can't hide behind COVID. Yeah. This initial 2.3 billion. Well, I think it's 3.5 billion, is it? Initial for infrastructure.
Parachute.
Well, yeah, basically to get the infrastructure in to make all the grounds massive. This is what that's for, because they want 70,000-80,000 people in each ground watching this tournament. But when we do build these grounds and we do pay this money, and we don't even know how much the TV revenue money, because they haven't even done the TV money yet. They've not channeled it out yet, have they? So if they do get this massive amount of money, they then need to give it back to the fans. That's the only way the fans are going to accept this. And I understand, yeah. If you do agree with me or not, we do need to start giving back. Like in Germany, they rely on the TV money to run the club. The going fan on a Saturday or a Sunday pays peanuts, and they're there just to give the atmosphere. That's what needs to happen. If they don't do that, then I agree with you all. They're just lining the pockets and they're greedy, yeah, which they are anyway. Because I know, because they're billionaire owners and they haven't bought the club. They haven't brought the club to help us out. They brought the club to make money. We knew this when they happened. The only one that's different is Abramovich and the guy from City. All the other owners are out to get money.
No, I think to be fair, the other thing I think Ben's mentioned it somewhere. I've lost the comment, but one thing we'll be telling as well is, of course, I think UEFA and FIFA have said if players do go to it, they will be banned from internationals. Now, I know all of us, we hate internationals, but whenever you listen to any players, talking about internationals, it's a big step in their careers. And, if that is the case, will players, will they boycott playing for Liverpool? Will they leave Liverpool to, go and play international football? I don't think so, but I think many people will. I think many people would anyway.
Harry Kane?
You pay Salah and Harry Kane £600,000 a week, they'll be staying. That's what's going to happen.
What was it saying, Jack?
Yeah, I was just saying, Harry Kane. We'll see now. We've seen all these players, Winks as well at Tottenham. Harry Kane was, I love England. I'd rather win the World Cup over winning any trophies with Tottenham and that nonsense. And as Mickey said, if you whack them a load of money, it'll see how their views do align with the Bears to be wanting another big mansion or something if they want.
As I gather, the clubs are actually now talking to the players this afternoon. So, and in that they will. I'll guarantee you, in that they'll be saying, enter this, and you'll be earning double your money you're on now.
Yeah.
Josh, you said, Josh asked, "Can I join the stream for sure?" Well, yeah. Put the link into the chat. Please join.
Maybe now we can get Genie Wijnaldum down to a contract as well.
For God's sake. Jade said, "Come on,
No, no.
Josh. You're welcome." Yeah, come on, Josh.
Yeah.
The link, I hope, is in the chat. Please let me know if
Yeah.
it is or if it isn't. If anyone else wants to join as well, then please let me know. As the club says, the Super League will never replace the prestige of the Champions League. The Super League just sounds like a fast food football, which will ruin sport. Sorry, yeah, it will. Right, Josh is in.
At first it will, but over time it will be diluted, and we will love it. That's exactly what will happen. The Champions League, when it weren't the champions, the first 2 years, everyone hated it.
Well, hi, Josh.
Josh,
how you doing?
I don't think he knew he was on there.
I just sneaked him on. That's the thing, anyway. But if any of you guys don't know, Josh is a Chelsea fan, of course. Josh, your thoughts on this whole mess, if you want to call it a mess?
I'm honestly still trying to wrap my head about it, because every time I refresh my Twitter, there's a new brown bit of information coming out. So it's your opinion changes near enough every second of every minute about this. From what I understand from a Chelsea point of view, it sounds like Chelsea are more doing this to not be left behind more than doing it for the European reasons. That seems to be my gist. Seems like Roman Abramovich is doing this more to stay up with the bigger leagues, and then he sees that if he doesn't follow the European Super League, he'll be seen as a mediocre club more than a big European club. So it seems like there's more peer pressure for Abramovich to do this more than the financial side of things, because Chelsea are obviously fine financially, as it was shown during the last transfer window. I'm still not happy with it. I still don't understand the point and the logic in all of this, in terms of, how does this benefit anyone except for the owners? I know, players. Yes, football has been changing in a bad way for years now, and players want money more and more and more as the years have gone on. But to be stripped of your freedom to play for your club, to be stripped to play in any leagues in Europe, if you join the Super League, you're literally giving away you might as well be moving to North Korea if you set up to this European League. It's that, I think I related to that, because UEFA and FIFA will strip your freedom away from going back into these leagues, and then you find yourself in a very, very distant way. So I understand all the points made for why people are doing this and all, but I don't see how this ends in a good way. And as I said in the comment, like, the timing of this stinks. The timing of this when you're in the middle of a pandemic and everything related to due to COVID, it just hurts. And I said Chelsea being peer pressured into this, but I kind of said this in a couple of chats I've had with some people. If Chelsea and Manchester City, who look like the two clubs who don't want to do it but are doing it to look big, they have to go very quickly and massively do U-turn, because then if they still do this 2 or 3 days in, that reason is absolutely inexcusable. Players need to step up, managers need to step up. Klopp's in a difficult position, Tuchel's in a difficult position, because obviously these are their employers and they don't want to be jobless and they don't want to be sacked and leave the job that they're absolutely in love with. So the owners who have put these clubs in these situations, like Kroenke did not tell Mikel Arteta anything about this. It was actually found out that players were even getting in talks with Fabrizio Romano just to find out on what was happening, because they had no clue. The clubs from the top to the bottom are an absolute disgrace to the fans, to the players. And as much as it won't happen again because they're employers and they get paid, I would absolutely not care if Chelsea got hammered by Brighton tomorrow night, if Tuchel took the players off the pitch, because the players, the governments as well, because I don't think the governments will play a big part in this. UEFA and FIFA, they have to stand up against this, because you cannot let these bullies bully football and make it turn dead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one thing we haven't really mentioned as well, is that the government have spoken up about it and had their say on it. Of course, I think I know all of us, we don't like Boris, but Boris has been speaking about it today. But we'll keep that off camera. To be fair, but
as Liverpool fans, are you really going to be trusting the Tories? Come on, let's be honest.
Well, no, but look,
they'll make a U-turn on this as well. Trust me.
Yeah, it's the sense
so
where
he's got
I think
a couple of million backhands, they'll be happy.
it is the sense where I think, Chelsea, like Josh said there, they've done it because they were afraid of, being left behind, like what Mickey said earlier, with, not being at the top anyway. And of course, one thing we haven't mentioned as well, of course, is Jose Mourinho did get sacked today, and a load of people thought that it was because he stopped training. Now, Fabrizio Romano did tweet out and say that is not the case. It's just down to results and performances. That was the headline today.
That was just sneaky from Daniel Levy, because you're 6 days away from a cup final where you can win a trophy. You've got Jose Mourinho, who is probably one of the best one-off game managers you could probably get, and you sack him 6 days. Daniel Levy has done it for a PR reason, and that is to make everyone talk about Jose Mourinho being sacked, a new manager, and diverting the issues away, because he's known for this. Daniel Levy is one of the most known managers to divert problems away from Spurs by doing these other things. So I think secretly Jose Mourinho has spoken about the European Super League and has declined to do it. I think he's definitely fell out with the board in that sense, but it is still interesting how I know Fabrizio has said it, and there probably is an element of that, but Daniel Levy has definitely used his time, because there's no, if Mourinho was to be sacked, he would have been sacked after that Europa League game, not 6 days before a League Cup game.
Yeah,
from what I can gather, the players went over the weekend see Levy saying they can't play for him anymore, including Kane, Bale, and a few of the other senior players have said that they can't play his defensive style anymore. It's killing them, and that's one of the reasons why they've gone. And that's come from a good source. The source that he's refused to train him was false, because the fact is he didn't even get to where the players were. He got called into the office first before he got sacked, and then he went to say bye to the players afterwards.
Yeah. She's been quite quiet there, Liz, anyway. Until she kicks off later when we're doing a live stream.
Is there any positive news in the world of football at the moment? Probably.
What I will say is, UEFA, the Premier League will bow down to this, and I'm 100% certain of that, because I don't remember, Josh, you agree with me. There's no way they can sell TV rights without the Big Six. There's nothing they can do. The most we'll probably get is a little incy bit fine that we can just pay anyway.
What's your name? Sorry, because
Mick.
Right. Your point is very valid. The only way that this whole situation can be resolved in terms of the Super League not happening is people standing up. It's the TV company standing up. It's the government standing up. It's the football body standing up. The players and the managers and the coaching staff and anyone in the board who doesn't want it. If people remain quiet on this, the Super League, or the American owners who are pushing this, Joe Glazer, Kroenke, the Liverpool vice chairman, they will bully this into it in place, and no problem. People have to stand up, and people have to become united to get past this. The only way this issue gets solved is UEFA, FIFA, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, everyone who is against this to stand up and in union to come together. If that does not happen, football is dead, and the Super League will happen. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, the only ones that are going to kick up a fuss the whole way through will be UEFA, because it's them that they're going to lose the most. Yeah, so they will fight this to the bitter end. Even when it's formed, I still think they'll be fighting it. I honestly believe UEFA will fight, but it's all systemic from the fact that UEFA and FIFA are corrupt as fuck.
I think. Yeah,
and I think everyone's had enough of that. We've all been shouting we need to get away from this. This is a way through it. Let's form a new body and then do this. But that's my opinion.
I think the damaging thing was, and I think we said this off air, Mick, I think it was the fact that the worst thing about it is not so much on the Liverpool side, but on terms of Manchester United and I've forgotten his name. But he's left UEFA today.
Ed Woodward.
Edward, yeah, thank you. And he was the vice chairman, I think. I could be wrong with that. But he was obviously a very high person in UEFA. And I believe the UEFA president has come out today and said, oh, I didn't realize I worked with so many snakes, which was kind of funny, I thought anyway. But it's the sense of, they are, this is a fully committed thing that they are going for. And if I can just imagine, that whole like image of Manchester City's like 60 lawyers coming along to each club and just having that laugh with it. But it is such a serious thing, and look, and like Josh said when he come on, there's so many new things coming on Twitter, and all new tabloids about it, and new things coming out by the hour. Of course, we could probably do this stream, finish it, and then in about 2 hours time, there would be
should
a
be
new
like
thing
Sky
about
Sports
it.
News, lad, 24/7.
Just keep the stream going for like 3 hours, it'll be fine.
Eat your scan on stream from the cat in the background.
Yeah, Liz, if this does go ahead, this channel will be a cooking channel from now on.
I'd be all for that, because Colin's a very good cook anyway. You can teach me a couple of recipes and that.
Well, to be fair, hopefully when COVID's over, we'll do a cooking video.
Yeah.
And we'll just try and see how much you can actually cook.
Making a
Someone made
cake
earlier.
or
I thought,
something.
it's just,
Oh, yeah, trying to be getting a microwave reel and whacking it in the oven.
Ben said,
in the-
anyone who backs the Super League, that word, I won't say it because I've sworn a bit in this video, can never complain about money ruining football ever again. Yeah, I think, look,
money's been ruining football since 1992. Let's not get round. I don't understand people don't know the history of football. Yeah,
I get that, but
money has been ruining football since 92.
It's like we said,
the
though,
FA
Mick,
Cup became irrelevant when the
everyone
Champions
is
League
entitled
went
to their
to
own,
four
own
places.
opinion, and I think a lot of people have that opinion in the sense that it's ruined football. It's a lot. Look, it might never happen. It might happen. I think it's a question that's going to be holding up now for the next couple of years. Anyway, go on, Jack. What was you going to say?
I just thought Mickey just where's he going? He fell off, Mickey. You've took him into the Super League dimension.
Right,
Took another black hole.
I've got a question for all you three, if I can ask Connor.
Yeah, go.
Obviously, you aren't in the Champions League anymore, but I said I know. The thing is, no one here knows the legal fans. Like, we're not lawyers. We're obviously not people in court. But would you be completely agree that if UEFA have the grounds, and if they find to have the legal grounds to do it, to crown PSG as Champions League winners, and probably I think it might be Roma, or it'd be like a Roma and I think it'd be like a Roma Villarreal final in the Europa League. Would you say that? Would you agree with it?
I'd think that's fair, yeah. I'd be all for it.
Yeah, I think that would be fair.
I personally believe you can't punish clubs this season, finish this season, but you can then.
No.
If you can then say to them next season, you're not entering it.
But at the same time, though, if they break the law, if UEFA find that they break laws, they can punish them whenever they want. It doesn't matter when you do it. You have the legal grounds to do it. So and it will hurt. The thing is, it will hurt Chelsea, Real Madrid no more because they've reached the semi-final of the competition. They probably don't care about next season because they don't have to play the group stage and all if the competition's happening. But they'll be in a semi-final and miss out on the chance of winning the European trophy. So, and clubs will be much more bothered about going out at this stage now than they would be next year.
You make your bed and you lay in it, mate, don't you? Like, if you knew exactly what you were going to do and what kind of worms would rise up to the ground anyway. And this debate, I'm happy it's happened because it's put the right attention on football, and we're discussing, everyone in the football hemisphere is discussing the topics which are important. And it took all this time, as Mickey said, the Sky coming in, that was the initial start of the English game destroying itself. Yes, there's got to be revenue sources coming in, but it's got to be at the right sources. Whatever club that is, we all want a level playing field, but there'll never be that case. Like in business, it all comes down to who has the most amount of money, you will be successful. And that's a fact of life in general anyway, sadly. But we need to not just discuss this for a couple of days, and then if the Super League does happen, then we forget it, as Mickey said, spot on with what he said. Because, yes, if this the plans look very deep, and this ball has been going behind closed doors for a very long time, and it more or less looks like it's all steamrolling through. There will be ramifications, really, from us fans, but we can't do nothing, sadly. And that's the sad reality of today's society. The people can't do much.
This is the interesting thing, though. Obviously, we're still in the mix, obviously. Some Premier League games are still going to be played. We don't know what's happening with the Champions League games yet, but all three of you give a damn about what happens against Leeds.
No, I'd be happy if they just sat on the pitch tonight, mate, and I'd honestly be made up. And it got broadcasted nationwide, worldwide, and Jurgen Klopp after the game comes out. But I've just seen Mickey, was Klopp doing an interview then? Is he being asked anything about being interested?
Yeah, and he's basically said he doesn't run the club and he's got no opinion on it at the moment. He needs to see more detail, and then they mentioned what he mentioned in 2019, and he did the exact same thing again. That was 2019. Things have changed. So just listen. We know they're going to toe the line. Yeah, they're all going to toe the line. The players, everyone else. Yeah, no one will have the balls to come out and attack this inside the big six.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you, every manager from the other 14 attacks it. That's just how it is. Going forward, but like I said, we're having this discussion now. We're all angry. People are saying I'm wrong. I've just one of the few people that have accepted it now because I know in 2 years' time, when we've had 2 seasons of it, we'll all love it, and it'd be the best thing since sliced bread. Just like the Champions League, we all hated it at first when it was teams qualifying that weren't champions. Now it's the best thing. It's the best thing ever. Yeah, we love it. This as football fans, we're fickle. We forget so much so quickly. Yeah, but we forget when millionaire owners came in, i.e., your club Chelsea, and ruined the game by just buying all the best players. Yeah, they tried to bring in a thing to stop that from happening. It hasn't happened, has it? Let's be honest. It hasn't happened.
I perfectly understand what you're saying there, but the difference with the Champions League was a new competition, but the whole main idea of the league and the cups were there. This is a completely different story because not only would would all these 12 clubs not be in their leagues anymore, the Champions League would not be a thing. They would not be in the league. There'll be no FA Cup for them. There'll be no Carabao Cup. Players couldn't play for the country. I mean, international football's ruined. I know we all disagree with it, but think about how bad it would be if those players could not play. Messi wouldn't be playing for Argentina. Ronaldo will be playing for Portugal. So there's a much bigger picture to this. There's a much bigger financial system going down, the pyramid scheme. There's a much bigger issue with the leagues in terms of these clubs will not be playing in the leagues. At least with the Champions League, they were still playing in the leagues and the cups. They won't be playing in that if the Super League happens. So there's a much bigger issue and outside picture to that than just it being that we will all love
it. I'm just laughing at it. Have you seen this? Leeds United on their official website, they've gone with naming Liverpool Merseyside Reds, Trafford Reds, London Whites, and their fixtures.
Oh no!
Pez all over again.
Yeah, it is Pez all over again. But Jegster says, "Hello everyone. Just what the fuck? Been a fan since '80s. Everything about this is wrong. We should be relegated. I think many have the same view on that as well." Jegster,
I can't believe a Liverpool fan wants his own team relegated. I'm sorry. I'm finding that mind-numbingly. Honestly, right? No matter what our club do. Yeah, we've backed him. Like the Suarez thing over everywhere. We, as fans, as I said earlier, the club was wrong, but as fans, we backed him. We made a song about it, yeah? We back our club no matter what, yeah? In the end, we don't like shit, but we back... There's a lot of stuff our club have done that we haven't liked, yeah? And we've protested about it. We've won one protest, the ticket prices, but that only delayed the ticket price hike. It was only for one season, yeah? The prices they're going to use COVID to jump the prices up now, and they're not. They don't, mate. When we come back, when the grounds come back, I'll guarantee you there's going to be massive backlash. I already know. I can see it happening. The prices have had to go up because we've had no fans in the grounds for a year and a half, and they will use that.
Well, Ben Wynn's comment of the video says we want to see Jurgen Klopp throwing hot dogs at John Henry on the telly tonight. Yeah.
Just to say, Leicester till Dyson, the managers are all being quiet. I don't know what else you expect managers to do. The managers are in a sticky situation because they could come out. They could come out, say all of the stuff about the Super League. It ends up not going ahead, and then they get sacked and lose their job. There's no managers in the top 6 except for Jose Mourinho, who's now been sacked, who actually actually deserve to be sacked from their job. So they're going to sit there and they're going to play it quiet. I think Tuchel said all the right things. He never said he liked it. He just said he will wait and see what happens and he trusts the club.
I think that's what they're all going to say.
Yeah, and that's what you do because this is not 100% nailed on. It's important to emphasize this is not 100% nailed on. There's a lot of legal issues that are going to go on between now and God knows
The fact
when.
that clubs have left UEFA says to me it's nailed on.
No club has officially left UEFA yet. They've left the ECA.
Man United, but that's sort of the start of leaving UEFA.
Yeah, but they have until they officially leave UEFA. It's a whole leaving ECA is not a big deal because it's a representative board. It's not an actual big European must-need board. That was a board created by representatives for clubs to speak their needs. When they start leaving UEFA, then you start panicking and you start hitting the red button. But until that happens, I remain level-headed.
Don't you think that will happen at the end of the season, though?
No, because the reason why I don't see that happening is because at the end of the day, if they mean business like this, they'll do it as quickly as they can. Because if you stay within UEFA will have more time to sanction them. But if they leave UEFA in the UEFA's hands and what they can do becomes less because they're not a part of that organisation, then it all becomes on FIFA and the government. So the longer they stay in, the longer they stay, they play into UEFA's hands.
I think with that as well, concerning the managers as well, I think the managers are finding out this at the exact same time as us at the moment. Because Melissa Reddy tweeted out saying that no players, no staff, no managers knew anything last night of the majority of the clubs, and I think that will be the remainder. They'll find out exactly when we find out. Just from the people like Melissa Reddy and all like this tweeting out and that. Leicester Till I Die says if they get sacked, they will get a huge payoff. They should grow a pair of balls and stay their position.
The managers don't care about the payoffs. Managers are in the managers. Very little managers these days who care about getting money. They're in the job to manage teams to make success and make a name for themselves. I bet you Jurgen Klopp's one of the last managers who cares about a payday. I'm very sure he's one of the last managers who cares. He'd probably do the job for free. He loves Liverpool that much. So I disagree with that. And you say he gets another job in 2 weeks. Where is he going to go? Flick's taking the German job.
There's not many top sides in Europe left.
No, so all the best clubs are going to the Super League. And Flick's took the Germany job. And even is the Germany job going to be as attractive if none of those players can play for Germany anymore? So
there's no German job at the minute because
well, Flick's taking it. So
he's got it. So there is nothing out there.
So that's what I mean. The managers are in an extremely sticky situation. And
do you know what? Klopp always keeps his promises, and he said 2024, and he's never gone back on a promise in any of his careers, unless he gets the sack, basically.
The thing is, I don't think Jurgen. I think Jurgen will stay, but it will be, I think, testy waters. Because it's like that at the moment, isn't it? It's the fact that none of us know the true facts. None of us know what's going to happen. And like Josh said, it can be years until this settled completely anyway. But guys, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight because we have been going for about an hour and 2 minutes anyway, according to this anyway. But guys, if you want to interact more and speak more about this, I know plenty of people, couldn't get my words out then, will want to speak more about this. If you do, then please leave a comment down below and I think one of us will reply to it anyway. Josh, first time on the channel. Hopefully it would have been better when Liverpool playing Chelsea, sadly, but thank you for coming on, mate, as always. And Mickey and Jack, thank you as well, lads. Doug, of course, will be live in 40 minutes at 5 to talk about this as well. So
I'll be going live a bit later as well. I'll hopefully get Hughes on. He's busy.
Get
Jack on as well, and we'll all jump on there and have this debate about it anyway.
All over it again.
I'm ready for all the hate.
Oh, bloody hell. But no, there's no hate. Look, everyone has their own opinion and thoughts and that. You might be wrong, Mickey, but still. No, I'm kidding. Look, everyone has their own little opinions, don't they? But look, guys, if you did enjoy this little video, then please make sure to give it a like. It's very much appreciated as always. Subscribe to, get notified as well when we do these types of videos. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you all again soon, Reds. But until next time, we'll see you then. I've been Connor from the Klopp Council.